This
Till
conference will now be recorded.
Yes,
it,
Siddharth.
it till Thursday morning, right?
Yes, it is.
No, that's good then. So this time is comfortable for you?
Yeah, it's good. It's a good time.
Okay, just for the Saturdays, I'm little concerned that for the Saturday, uh, this time will be not preferable for me. Otherwise, weekdays it will be fine. So just for the Saturdays, what we can do that either we can go for your late night Saturday, my Sunday morning, or because Saturdays like I have to do a lot of households work
Got it. Got it.
in the afternoon. It will be difficult for me.
Okay.
I hope that's fine with you, right?
Evening is also difficult for you?
Evening what? On Saturday?
Yeah.
Evening what time? Because it depends upon the day to day. I can start early, like my morning time, it could be fine for me. So my Saturday morning will be a Friday night. Or what I can do, we can go ahead with Saturday, your Saturday night, my Sunday morning.
Got it. Got it. Okay.
So whatever is preferable, you just let me know.
All right. Sure.
All right. So
Okay.
either one of the days we can use it
Oh, you mean
for the weekends.
oh, your Saturday morning, you're fine. That means Friday night for me. Yeah, Friday
Yeah.
night. Why not? Yeah, that worked too. Morning
So
class
we
and then
can.
evening class. Yeah.
Yeah. So that will be two classes for you in a day.
Yeah, that's actually much better off, is it?
Yeah. So if that is fine with you, I'm good with that. Sundays we can take off.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Friday morning, I'll come at 5 and again at 10:30. That'll be awesome for me. I'll have
Okay then.
2 days to prepare, do something, and take my family out or something.
Yeah, that's what. I think that will be good for both of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay then. That's done. So what did you did yesterday? What did you find out? Do you have any questions? We'll dedicate this 15-20 minutes there.
Yeah, I saw a few videos, I tried to practice it. Videos of desktop,
Hmm.
the ones you sent me, and then
Hmm.
I practiced on those videos. But for SQL, I did some videos, but I didn't practice on nothing. It's just that few videos, the links you sent me. And
Okay.
in SQL, I even saw how do you do joins. I mean, the statements for joins.
Hmm.
But is that what you asked me before to do joins?
No, no, no.
Or
It is just to good to know that in future, if someone asks you, you should not be going blank like what's going on there. So you should be knowing at least the basics of that.
okay, okay. I am still going through the basics
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
properly, how to create stuff, truncate, and all that.
Hmm.
Um, I'll sit for it as today as well. And I've seen your
Hmm.
video again, which Srinivas sent me, just
Hmm.
just to refresh my mind. And questions as in, actually, I had one question.
Okay.
When you connected the data source, right?
Hmm.
Um, there are three orders with some kind of a tab to the left, and the three orders with the Microsoft Excel icons to the left. What are these six when you connect? And
So you're saying two times orders and two times returns and two times the other one.
yes, and that
Yes.
this part I got it. But when you drop orders into this need more data drag table, this pane, you were able to
Hmm.
do joins. But when I'm
Right.
trying to do that, it is not
Can you
doing any
can
kind of.
you share your screen and we can figure it
Yeah.
out together? Yeah, I can see it.
So when I drag this, let's say returns, right? This oh, this doesn't show up as a join icon, you know. For you, there was a join icon, and this doesn't show up as a join icon. It shows edit relationships as a relationship. And when I do this part, what happens to the next page, sheet one? Uh,
Mhm.
oh my, 1 second.
First of all, close it, and can you do it again for me? Just remove returns from there and remove orders from there.
Got it.
Yeah, and now drag and drop orders there. Yeah, and then drag and drop returns there. Yeah. Okay, and now you have to edit the relationship. So it has already given you the order ID as a relationship, right?
Yeah.
Uh, Performance. Can you click on the performance operations? So it says many to many. So I think with the updated desktop version, this is happening because I'm using 2020.1. This is yours 2020.3. So maybe the interface got changed a little, but the concept is going to be the same.
Okay.
Okay.
It's the same
So
thing.
many
Okay.
to many, yeah. So many to many. So click on that. So one to many or one. So you can. So it will work similarly. It will work as your inner join, outer join, stuff like that. So if you go many to many, I think it will give you the inner join.
Many to many is inner join. Okay.
Think so. I'm not sure though. One second. So how relationship differ from joins? Learn more. Can you click there? Learn more on the top. Yeah. So I think they have redefined it. So can you scroll down? Automatic in the context aware. Come down. Okay. Relationship part one. Tableau. Come down. So reuse once again. Applicable to logical joins. Come more down. A Venn diagram require type of join clauses. Join physical requirement using relationship. Many duplicates aggregate the values of different details. Come down. Related to tables. More down. Where did the joins go? Yeah, this is what we want. You can still specify joins between the table physical layer by double clicking on the logical table to go to the join. Or union. Canvas is a physical layer of join. Every top layer of the logical table can lease the physical table. Uh, to create joins with a physical table, right click on the logical table and then click open. So can you go back to your window, Tableau window, uh, close this, and can you right click on the orders? And so you can see convert to unions. Uh, so you can say open. Yeah, now drop down that, convert to union, file name, duplicate, click outside, and now drag and drop returns there. Not to the union, not to the union. Yeah, directly there. Drop it. Yeah, now the joins is coming. I think so. We have to drag and drop one of the columns now, one of the sheets now, and then open it and then do the joins there. So I think yeah, what it is doing, that if you close this, there's a close button there on the right hand side. Yeah, below that, yeah, there's a close button. Close that. So I think so you see in the orders, there are two, so join is inside the orders table. So what this is doing, returns is made to one table, one double click on table to join. So can you click on the relation which they have, the line in between orders and returns? Yeah, relationship order to return many to many default order are equal to so what it is doing, it is again doing a relationship between the two of those sheets. Got it.
Okay.
So I think this is redefined, and the reason they did is because earlier what we used to do is we used to create a lot of joins in the SQL. So let's say there's part A, and in which 6 of the tables has been joined, and there's a part B in which another 6 of the tables needed to be joined, and those two all combination needed to be joined together. Then this will come handy. So that's what it is happening here. So now you can just remove the returns from your sheet. Yeah, remove it, and now I think it will work perfectly the same way which I was showing you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So now what you have to do, you have to just go one step ahead and open it and then do the joins.
Yeah, I think so. One step.
No, not like this. You have to open it and then do the joins. So you have to remove returns from there. Remove orders and remove returns. I will tell you. Yeah, remove it. Now drag and drop orders there, and right click on the orders and open it, and now do the join a bit here. Now drag and drop returns. Yeah. Now you can click on the join part, and now you can choose left, right, outer, whatever, and
Awesome.
relationship between them.
And when I do this, what
Mhm.
happens to the sheet over here? I see some
So
differences.
no, right now nothing will happen. So data source section is where you have to prepare your data, and in short, like you have. So I will tell you now. I will tell you what different kind of things we can do there, and how we can prepare the data, and then slowly we will move transition to the Tableau server.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So do you have any other questions here?
For now, this is the only question I've got.
Okay, not an issue. Okay, let me share my screen now then. And yeah, so I wanted to give you one tip. So there are a lot of on-site, what do you say, online services where you can actually go ahead and practice the SQL services.
Oh, online itself. Okay.
Yeah, online. So what they do is they give you the scenarios of doing the joins, doing the what do you say? So if you see SQL online practice, so there will be some.
Oh, that's good. I'm probably yeah, I can practice in
Yeah.
here.
So right now, like you will just need, you will read the theory and you will not able to practice it as such. So so in on the online SQL Zoo, so they can give you some of those. Yeah, so here you can write the SQL and here you will see the result. For example, the example uses where. So select population from the world where name is equal to France. Submit the SQL, and they will give you your answer, whether it is right or wrong, or but there are many sites like this which
Okay.
you can practice.
Awesome. I'll search for them and I'll start doing on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
because
do
if I
that.
practice, then I'm able to remember it a little bit at least.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you have to go ahead and there are a lot of sites available, and you can always go ahead and refer them and see how. So there are questions. For the example uses where clause to show population of France. Note that string pieces of the text or the data should be single quotes. So select population from the world where name is equal to France. Show what answer should be. So
Hmm.
it will give you whatever practice if you need. Okay,
Okay.
so what is this?
So you purchased your version.
Yeah, no, I have to update it basically. So you see, if I go on this, it will ask me to update it. Just because I'm using. So what happens is whatever versions of Tableau desktop you're using, the same version you have to use in your Tableau server. Otherwise, it will be a mismatch. Okay, so let's say I'm using 2020.3.1 on the Tableau desktop. Our server should be of 2020.3.1, or understand this vice versa. If your Tableau server is a 2019 version, let's say for example, so your Tableau desktop version should be 2019 version or lesser than that. It can't be 2020 version, because it has more functionality, it has more updated functions which probably the Tableau server will not able to pick up and understand what's going on there. Okay,
Okay.
so either the same version you have to use on the Tableau desktop or the lower version of it. So right now,
Okay.
if I go to help and if I see about the Tableau version which I'm using 2019.4.3. This is because my company, the Tableau server which is upgraded to is of this version, 2019.4.3. I will show you in a while. So
Okay.
that's the reason I'm using this. I haven't upgraded it to 2020 yet.
Okay.
Okay, so this is a little concept for using the Tableau desktop versus your Tableau server.
And this update, I'm guessing it's not for free, I suppose.
No, it is for free. Once you have the license, it is for free. So if you go to help and if you see the manage product keys, you can see your product key there. Right now, your product key is like it is a Tableau public, so you don't have anything because it is just free, and you will not able to publish your whatever visualization you if you prepare also, because it will not allow you to publish it. For example, let me quickly go ahead to sheet 1 and create something. Okay, so let's say this is my visualization, and if I go to server, I can actually publish my workbook. But in your Tableau public, you will not able to find this option.
Got it.
Okay. Okay. So let's go back a little bit to the data source. So in the data source, you so do you have any questions till yet?
Uh, no, I don't. So,
Okay. So in the data source, what we have is we have here we what we can do, we can prepare our data. So you see, we can actually see the data according to the fields, according to data source order, A to Z, Z to A, as per the table, etc. Uh, Here we can go ahead and change the data types of whatever columns we have. So Tableau by default picks whatever the column it understands that it should be a suitable match for it. So that's why they pick those data types. So if you want, you can go ahead and change it directly by clicking here and changing the data types.
Okay.
Okay. Again, there's a little drop down menu here, which is you can rename your column names, you can copy the value and paste it to some other column, hide. If you're not using this column, you can hide it. You can directly create a calculator fields here. You can create a group also. Grouping means let's say you don't want let's say in this date section you want every January to be grouped in a one January section. So you can select everything and group it
Okay.
and say
All
Jan,
January.
something like that. Okay, so here you can do all these stuff. Again, you can, so this I was in the date section, so that's why it was giving me only these options. If I come to the string section of it, it will give you more options like aliases. For what is aliases used for? Aliases is as per the name say, you can actually show something else instead of whatever the columns it has been populated to. For example, say first class, I don't want to show class, I just want to show first. So first class, wherever the first class will come, it will show you as a first in the data.
Okay.
So you can change according to your own will. So that's what aliases do. um, you can split it. For example, if you see customer ID is alphanumeric, right? And I want to split that column. So if I say split, so it will automatically split the CG 12520 into CG and 1250 separately.
Got it.
So this will help you to prepare your data, whatever the data if you want. So you say custom split and I want something to be separated on. For example, this in the order ID section, I don't want to split on the first dash, I want to split on the second dash. So what I can do, I can go to the custom split, I can say dash, and I say not the first one, the second one, and say okay. So it will automatically to do it on the CA. It will only give you on the second dash. So if you go ahead and say for the first one and for the dash, it will give you CA on the second one, two of them.
Okay.
So it totally depends how custom splits you want to do.
Okay.
Okay. So I talked about. I'm just going a little fast here because these are just the basics, and I don't want you to miss the major part of the SQL servers which we have uh, enrolled for. So I'm just giving you a basic idea of what in desktop you can actually see and use.
Okay.
Okay. You can always come back and ask questions wherever you want.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. Coming back. Yeah, so here you can also, so let's say you have hidden some of the rows, you have hidden customer ID, so customer ID is not available here. If you click on the show hidden rows, you'll see it will show you the hidden rows and some grayed out area.
Okay.
All right, so that's how you will see it here. Even if you say the aliases which has been used, you have to click here and show the aliases. The preview ones will be given only for the 1000 entries by default. You You can increase or decrease it if you want.
Okay.
Uh, Coming back to this, the connection types. So in this section, you see there is an add option. What is this add option? And this is a connector to be added. Okay. So what it is called is cross database join. Okay. So there's a concept of we have already gone through the concept of joins, right?
Yeah.
So similarly, there is another concept called cross database join, where we can actually, let's say you have two different data sources. Okay, one is your SQL Server, one is your Excel sheet, and you want to join some of the tables from both different data sources. So here this will come handy, and this will allow you to again choose a different data source. It can be a file, it can be a server, whatever you want, and it will give you a capability of joining that source to this source, selecting whatever columns you have. For example, let's say I'm selecting another Excel sheet, and let me select the same Excel sheet for just to give you an example. So you see there is a blue and there is a orange button here, and in this one you can actually go ahead and edit your connection if you want to change your connection, but this will give you a join of these two different data sources. Okay, well, let me
Okay.
give you an example by deleting this, remove this order. Okay, let me go back. Say sample superstore, copy it, and let me delete this. So in copy one, I'm only keeping returns. Okay, I'm going back to the Tableau. I'm going to add it, add an Excel file, say copy, and you see only the common one. If I click here, I can see everything, and if I click here, I can see only returns. The two
Okay.
data sources will give you two different whatever columns you want. So say I'm picking order from here and I'm picking returns from here. You see there's two different tables coming from two different data sources, but we're able to join them.
Right. Okay.
So that's what will happen here. Let me remove this connection.
And
Okay,
actually, you have like two sets of these things, right? Which one do you drag in ThinkBox?
sorry.
When you connect to a data source, right? You see this options, orders, two options, two orders, and two people.
So
Which one
these,
do you drag?
so I took So I drag this one, the Excel part. This is something, the interpreter part. I told you if you have an unclean data, Tableau automatically will, if you click here, use data interpreter, what it will do, it will like review your data, okay, and then change the data according to its own intelligence. So if it feels that this particular data is not correct, or this particular data is not what do you say, needs some adjustments, so according to its own intelligence it will clean that data, and that's what this is.
Okay.
So data wise, you will not see any difference, because data wise it is again going to remain the same, uh, because we are already using a clean data. So if there is an unstructured data, it will come handy.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Let me remove this. Why it is showing it? Acha, because of that. ठीक है. Okay, so there is a concept of filters also. Okay, and actually there are many different filters out there in Tableau, and how it works is so first of all, what it is called is order of operation. Okay, how order of operation works is uh, so let me give you an example of filters first. Let me drag and drop orders. Okay, so we talked about live and extract. Okay, if you see, there's again a filter section there. Okay, if you say add, so it is called edit data source filter. So this is data source filter. If you say add, it will show you all the columns which you already have in this your data source, which is this orders, and you can actually go ahead and filter the data up hand before even moving to your visualization part. So say I am going with something called subcategory, for example. Say okay, and I only want accessories. So the data will be filtered, and if I go to visualization, you can see only accessories. You will not, earlier we were seeing everything, right? But because in the data source filter we have filtered only accessories, it will show you only accessories.
Okay.
Okay, so this is your data source filter.
Okay.
Coming back to extract, if you see, you click on extract, you see two options. One is edit, one is refresh. Click on edit and you will enter into the extract data pop-up window, and here you can actually go ahead and see what different filters you can do. So this is your extract filter. The same categories will be here too, and this will also give you the same options. But on top of data source filter, extract filter will function first. Okay,
Say it
so
again.
the
I'm sorry.
order of operation, how it happens is, if you're choosing extract filter, so let's say in the extract filter I'm choosing art. Okay, and I say okay. So in data source filter, if you go ahead and add a subcategory, you will see only art here. If you want to choose anything else also, you will not able to find. Save. So see, I actually choose accessories, right? And in the extract filter, I choose art, and those two are not matching.
Okay.
Correct? So the order of operation, how it works is, first your extract filter will work, then
Oh.
your data source filter will work.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is
So
basically used to minimize loading time later on, or
yeah, so if you go with the extract filters, it will filter your data while extracting the data. You see,
okay.
if you don't load your data entirely, and if you load your data by filtering it, you will have a lesser burden to load the entire data, right?
Right.
And once you load that data and again you're putting a filter on top of it, so the best practice is to give an extract filter, because while extracting your data you can use that, and it will not heavy it will not do the heavy load in your data source, in your extracted data source.
Got it.
So whatever unused columns which you're not using, whatever you don't have to use in your visualization part, don't even bother to pull those data.
Right.
So
Okay.
this will improve your performance.
Good. Oh, okay.
Okay. So these are the questions which is asked in the interview. That's why I'm telling you
On,
very specifically.
I had this question
Yeah.
since like a week or so. How do you handle a huge data on a server? That's what I had. You just update it, you just edit it here so that the workbook is going to be much lighter.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, it will all connect. It will all connect when we move to server part. So that's why I told you to just take a glance of Tableau desktop, because otherwise you will feel that you will not getting anything. What's going on there in Tableau server? How I'm going to manage them, and what's going behind the scenes. So that's developer knows. So you have to know something what development Tableau desktop does to move forward with the administrator part.
got it.
Okay. To answer your question a little bit better, um, you have the filters. You have the filters to even extract the data. Something which is called the incremental refresh. You see here?
Yeah,
So what happens is when you schedule your Tableau desktop on your Tableau servers to load the data, let's say today I've loaded the data and tomorrow we have to load another data. So the incremental refresh will help in loading your data in an incremental way. So let's say I have already loaded the data till 21st of October, and I have to load only 22nd data. So I don't have to go ahead and bother about loading all the data till 21st again and including 22nd. So we click here on the incremental refresh, and it will ask me what are your primary keys. So these are the primary keys columns which needs to identify the unique records on which the data will be loaded. Okay.
okay,
So let's say I'm doing with the order date. Okay. And I say okay. And when I do the scheduling part, this will help me to load the data based on the order date. So if any new order date comes into the picture, it will load only those data instead of loading everything.
got it. Okay,
Got it? Okay. So two filters we covered. One is data source filter, one is um, extract filter. Let me tell you about the context filter. What is context filter? So this is again a filter section. We drag and drop a filter, say, don't say category, let's say subcategory. Okay, and say none, for example, and say okay. So nothing is being showed right now because we haven't selected anything. Say show filter, and here one again a tabular form will come where you can actually go ahead and select your filters.
right.
I think you know this. So what is so this is called your dimension filter. Okay, the filter which we are using right now, it's in a blue spell. This is called dimension filter. Let's say I'm using something on the measure part. So I say sum, I say let me take a range and say apply and say okay. So this is my measure filter
Okay,
with a green cell. Okay, let me remove this. Now there's again a concept called context filter. Okay, what it does is, let me put subcategory back there. Let me not filter anything. Let me add another sheet and let me create a new visualization saying profit per subcategory and category. And say category will come first. Okay, and let me go back here, and there's a drop down button here and say add to context. If you add it here, it will change the color from blue to gray.
Okay.
Okay, and what it does is it create a temporary table inside its RAM memory, and it will secretly uh, secretly filter out those data. For example, if you come to the sheet 2 and say subcategory here, say okay, go back here and apply this to. So we can add actually data source filters from sheet to sheet. Okay, you don't have to go ahead and add it separately. Say okay, you see it will be added here.
Okay.
So if you change something here, say show filter, and let's say I'm choosing everything with A, so it will automatically filter out the data here too.
Okay. Whatever you do it in before sheet, it will be updated to the next sheet.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay, but this can happen without keeping it in context also. There's nothing like we have to keep it in context. So context filter is a concept where it creates a temporary table, and inside that temporary table it creates a cache memory where it secretly figure out okay, this particular. So let's say there's a lot of filters there. So there is a category, there is a segment. So let's say you're using everything in your visualization, and there are a lot of filters down there. Okay, if you put that filter in a context, that particular filter will happen first instead of other filters happening later on. Okay,
Okay.
so this will be the priority of the filters.
Okay.
Got it? You can read about this if you
Yeah.
want to go back
I'll
and
do
read about this. Okay, because it will be hard for me also to get you to know everything at once. But yeah, you can go back and read about whatever topics we are covering. So that's why I said you have to go back and do your homework, otherwise it will be very difficult to catch everything up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll do this. I'll just.
Yeah, so these are the questions being asked. I'm not going deep into the development part, but these questions can be asked in your interviews. So
Okay.
remember to read about order of operation in Tableau.
Order of operations. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so enough said about the filters. Now, let's talk about data blending. Yeah, data blending. Blending. What blending is? What data blending is? And so, do you know anything about blending?
I might have seen a video, but I don't, it's not coming into my mind right now. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
about the data blending. You said.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so let me take a step back and tell you about. So, if you go ahead and read about the order of operations, you will see that how different filters work in a different way. Okay, so the first of all, it will work as a extract filters, then data source filter, then context filter, then it will be like a top n filters or LOD operations. Okay, so read about them. Those are the concepts which are very easy to understand, and you will get to know it in at once. Okay, then it comes as a dimension filter, which we talked about, and then it talks about the data blending. Okay,
Okay.
and after data blending it talks about like include or exclude, then measure filters, then calculated fields, then forecast or table calculations, and then trending lines and reference lines. So those are the concepts you need to understand for.
Okay.
Coming to the data blending part is when you're trying to pull the data from the two different data sources, okay, and to connect to the data from the different data sources, which is not supported by cross database join yet. Okay, so we talked about the cross database join, correct? For
Yep.
for adding the two different tables and doing the connections, right? So data blending is again the same concept, but a little different. Data blending is also taking the data from the two different data sources. Okay, but why we have this concept is if you see in the add section, you will see a little less. You see some grayed out data sources, right?
Yep.
You see,
Yeah.
so all the data sources are not yet been um, added in the cross database join. That's when the data blending comes into the picture. How we can blend the data is we can go ahead and add a new data source. Okay, and go ahead and add a new data source, say copy, and you see you can actually go ahead and see two different data sources here,
Oh, wait.
right? And let's say I'm trying to drag and drop returns here, and I'm trying to drag and drop orders here. If I go to the sheet one, if I go to the data, and if I say edit relationship, you see I can blend the data between two data sources. So one is order sample superstore, from which I'm choosing the order section, and samples superstore copy, from which I'm choosing returns, and it is automatically choosing the order ID for us and creating a blend of keeping those relationship path. Say okay, and now you see there are two different data sources, and you can actually go ahead and pick the data from here also, but you have to give a relationship between them. Okay, so
Okay.
this is for linking your field. To click here, it will turn orange, and now you can drag and drop it and use it in your visualization. But when you use it, there will be some orange tick with the data source will be there. That's how you know you're using a blend data from different data sources.
Okay. The orange is showing up for the second data source.
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
all the primary one always be in blue. So let's say I'm using some another, and let's say I'm using this one as my primary, and let's say I'm using order ID and returns, for example, just to show you. And I went here and I say category. You see, this is blue now, and this is orange now. Okay, and this is my primary, and this is my secondary data source.
Okay.
Cool.
Yep.
Okay, so this, I think we have covered data blending, and I think we don't have to go more deep into this. So let me take you through publishing this. So let me close this data source. I use this, not the category, let's say subcategory, and say profit, and not say profit, say category into colors and solid according to this. Looks good.
Yep.
So there's a concept called data dashboard. Okay. Earlier we were on sheet, now we have a dashboard. Let me create another sheet. Say segment, profit, segment, don't say segment, say region. let's say subcategory. Subcategory will be more. So say category and put subcategory into colors. Stack bar chart. Cool. Okay. So this is what subcategories wise sales, and this is what category region wise
Profit.
again profit. Okay, and now I'm dragging and dropping sheet here, one here and two at the bottom. These are the two. So you can combine your sheets, you can combine your um, data here and prepare your dashboards. That is what dashboards are used for. Okay.
Right.
So combining your sheets. Again, there is a concept called story, and where you can add different sheets with in a form of story. Okay.
Okay. More or less
You can.
explanation of this.
Sorry.
More or less explanation of this particular view.
Yeah. So you can prepare a story of your visualization. So let me add it. Layout. Again a blank. Again a blank. So you see, you come here, and if you can use your arrow, it will give you good story form.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah. So this is story. This is dashboard. Do we want to cover anything on the Tableau side? Let's move it. So I'm not going to focus entirely upon the Tableau desktop because there's a lot to say, and I know that you don't know, and I'm not feeling comfortable to move forward, but I have to because you enroll for the server sessions. Okay, so go back and see the Tableau desktop videos so that it will help you out.
Okay.
Okay, now going to so you see there is a server and publish workbook there. Okay, first of all, we will go back and see. I'm going to show you my server. Okay, and this is not it the server can differ uh, from organization to organization or the permission to permission, but I'm the administrator of this server,
Okay.
so I will be having everything. Okay, so once I log into the site, you see there are two different sites. So I have given the permission to two different sites. That's why that's why it is giving an option to select a site. You may
Okay.
going to any organization. If you see something like this, don't get confused. So by default, there is a default site, and if you create any new site, and if someone gives you permission to those sites, you will be able to see it here. I'm going to log into the default site. Okay, and this is the first page which you see when you log in.
Okay.
Okay, and there are different recently used dashboards, or your favorite dashboards will be appearing here. Okay,
Okay.
you can select see all and you can see your favorites here, or you can go ahead and say see all in the recent part, and you can see it will be sorted out by the modified or the when you see last seen. Sorry. Okay,
Okay.
so this is the interface which you see. Here is your my content, account settings. Make this as a start page or sign out. So if you say that make this as my first page, let's say you want to show this explorer as your first page, so you can say that make this as my start page.
Okay.
So every time you log in, this is the first window which you will see.
Okay.
Okay, Here again, you can see manage projects, manage users, and create workbook. Can you give me a minute? I will just grab some water and come back.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, Ravi. Sorry for that. Okay. Yeah. So I think you have already. Did you explore it somewhere from your end, or should I go from scratch?
I just know how to add users, groups, assign them groups, and give them what do you call as permissions.
Mhm. Okay.
I
So let me go with the on the top, and maybe then you can correlate whatever you feel uh, is there. Okay, so if you see in the question mark, there is a server help, support, and about Tableau server. And as we saw in our Tableau desktop, that how we can go on help and see about the about Tableau, and you see the version number here 2019.4.3. You can
Right.
actually see the version number of your Tableau server also. And if we are using some version number as 2020.1.4, so 4 says 2020 says about your year. Okay,
Right.
so which year it is launched. 1.1 says on which quarter it is launched. So right now we are on 2020.3, third quarter,
Right.
and third one is released right now. But we are using still for 2020.1 for the first quarter. We upgraded it back in February.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
and 4 says about the versions, like after releasing, what is the next version till the date it been upgraded for. So if you see, so version history can be asked in your interviews. Okay, so
Okay.
always remember to go back and study about this version history, that which functionality got added in which version of your Tableau server. So these are the major questions being asked. Okay, right now we are using 2020.3, and you can actually see the release notes here.
Okay.
Always try bookmark bookmark this one and always try to go back and study about this. Okay. So
How many
it
years
will
do I
not.
need?
So it go beyond this. It goes 10.1, 10.9.8 also. It was there. So earlier, before 2018, they used to use 10.1, 10.2. Before that 9.1. Before that 8.1. With
Okay.
2018, they started using with the year number.
Okay.
And that is easy to learn or remember. Okay, but
Got it.
earlier than this, that was a 10.9 or something. So 10 series, then 9 series. Before that, 8 series was there. I
Yeah.
started using Tableau from the 8th series.
8 series. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So always go ahead and study about all the release notes which you have, and that will give you idea that what got released in this particular release notes and how what different functionalities been added there. We'll give you a brief about it. Okay,
Okay.
coming back. Yeah, so as I told you, you have to use those Tableau desktop versions lesser than the Tableau version, which is equal to or lesser than the Tableau version, server version you're using, not more than that.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
this is the Tableau server which is published on Windows VM. It is on the cloud, and I am
Okay.
not the owner of that, but I am the administrator of the site.
Okay.
Okay. So this is your here you can go ahead and switch between the sites. The first function which we saw, so you can actually go ahead and change the sites and see what different folders they have and what different folders you have in the default site.
Got it.
Okay. Uh, these are the projects. Okay, so you can actually go ahead and create your own projects or workbooks directly from here. So project is something, the cluster of those workbooks. So whatever these you see, these all are the projects, and inside that project, if you go ahead and see, there are different published workbooks or the data sources which you have. Okay,
Right.
so these are the workbooks. You see, these are the visuals of the workbook, and these are the visuals of your data source.
Okay.
Okay, you can actually go ahead and mark something as your favorites, and you can see that favorites in your favorite panel.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay, here you can actually go ahead and filter out what you want to see in your Tableau server. So right now I just want to see workbooks. I don't want to see the data sources. So only the workbooks will be shown here. Okay. You can
Yeah.
see the name of your workbooks, views, sheets, how many sheets inside those workbooks are. For example, if I go ahead and inside this sheet, there are 8 sheets in this workbook. So actually it show you that number,
Right.
size of it, the owner of it, and when it is last modified.
Okay.
Okay. Favorites again the same. Recent is again the recent of the workbooks. You can actually sort this ones with the different options which you have. Like you want a last 1 month old workbook, or you want to sort it by name. So if you have everything here, let's say you have projects, data sources,
What is
revision,
data roles?
and the data roles. So the data roles are the roles. Data roles are say you have published something on your site, and mm, and you want to specify the roles according to the data. Let's say I work for a school, okay, and there are different principals, teachers, or say um, parents, okay, and I want to assign those roles so that principal can see everything, or teachers can see only the classroom records, principal can see the finance records too, and parents can only see the students data. So those roles we can define here, but we can define it also on the what do you say, workbook level. So it can be used here or it can be used there too.
Okay, okay, okay. The roles you assign for the people. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Um, okay, so it's talked about this. So again, favorites are the same, recents are the same, users. So these are the users where you can go ahead and add the users according to whatever organization. Let's say if anyone is newly going to add, or you can go ahead and add a user and add a new user. So you can basically go ahead and type, let's say I'm talking about you. So I say Ravi and I give you a display name Ravi and assign some password, confirm that password, and Ravi at the rate gmail.com, say for example. And I can give the permissions that what kind of role you want to give that to that particular user. Okay, we talk about the roles, that what site administrator can do, what creator can do, what explorer and the viewer can do. We'll come to that, and you can go ahead and add the user there. One more
Okay.
thing, what you can do, let's say you have a bulk user to add. Okay, so you have to go ahead to the add users and say import a file, and this will give you an option for browsing and importing a file. And if you click on learn more, you will see the CSV import file guidelines. So I'll talk about this too. I will give you an example and show you how these imports can be done. We'll talk about that in the uh, moving on sessions. Okay, but there is an
Okay.
option to do so. Okay. Again, there are the groups. Groups are something in which you can add different users, all cluster of users all together in one of the groups. So let's say I'm talking about the principals. Let's say I have 100 of schools in my Tableau account, and I want to give 100 of principal one group so they can see the data for all the finances. So you can cluster them and create the different group of those people. Can create a group of what do you say, teachers. You can create section wise teachers or section wise parents, etc., etc. So this is when it will come handy to assign role to those groups. Okay, we'll talk about this too when once we do the practical of this. Again, the schedules will be happening when we are trying to give a schedule to the extracts to refresh the data which we talked about in the starting of the session, like the incremental refresh. So this will
Okay.
give you the extract refresh of those whatever the time you decide. So 1 a.m. daily, 1 p.m. daily, whatever. So there are a lot of options available based on your purchase. Your this schedule will vary. Okay, so there can be hourly updates, there can be minute updates, there can be daily updates, there can be weekly, monthly, yearly updates.
Do you get this in a mail about when to upgrade? I mean,
No,
update
no, no.
or
It depends upon the developer. Let's say I'm the developer and you are the administrator, and I'm asking you to schedule an update refresh for let's say um, 1 a.m. daily. So I will request you, and you will go ahead and schedule them for me. So it depends
developer
upon,
asks you and you do it.
yeah, yeah. In this case, because we are a small company, we are not that big right now. Like this particular client is not that big, so we don't have different teams for the administrator and different team for the developer. We are the developer and we are the administrator. So it is on our hand. But in big companies like the MNCs and so, um, we they do have different teams which totally dedicates upon the administrative part and totally depends upon the dedicate on the developer part. So if you go in some of those companies and you get assigned to only administrative part, then you have to take care of all these requests.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Then again, we have jobs on the schedules. Every schedule will be, the job ID will be created, and that's how you will come to know whether that particular schedule ran successfully or not. Is it running for how many times? What is the queue time? What is the average run time, etc., etc. And if you click on that ID, you will get to know which particular ID it was assigned to.
Okay. ID as in whose ID is it?
So this
The
is your
job's ID.
refresh ID, the job ID. Yeah.
Job ID.
Every refresh gets the job ID.
Okay.
Coming to the task, so again, this will give you the list of the task for which your refresh has been scheduled. So let's say what is your which extract is going to be refreshed. Is it a full refresh or not, or it is an incremental refresh? What time it is scheduled for? What is the priority? What is the last updated, and what will be the next update? These all will be you can see it here. And site status is last one, which gives you a pre what do you say, second. Okay, so this will give you an inbuilt dashboards created by Tableau itself. So it will talk about the traffic of views, traffic of your data source, actions of all users, etc. So if you click on any one of them, you will get to know. I'll talk about this in very detailed, that what different and how you can see those different views which you have, and what information does it give it to you. Okay, so these are the inbuilt dashboards which are already present in Tableau server. So being in an administrative role, this will help you a lot.
Okay. This is showing you the progress right now.
Yeah, so every dashboard has a different meaning, and we will go through them one by one so that it will be easy to understand and read it.
Okay. So you
Okay,
are a developer as well as admin, and what else?
part-time, yeah, it's a part-time admin. Like I can take care of stuff because I know it.
Okay. And does your company ask you to do other kind of coding as well,
So I'm a
apart
core
from Tableau?
developer. I'm not administrate. I'm not in administrative role. I'm a pure developer.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So because I'm in this industry from past 10 years now, so my role varies, and now my roles are being into administrative part more, but I don't want to lose the touch of the developer side. So that's why I always keep me and my team into that zone, that I should also get something to develop and not lose touch of that.
Okay. Okay. And you
Yeah,
install this on Windows, I suppose.
yeah, VM. I'm a VM machine. because this requires 16 GB of RAM. Okay, and 4 cores, and then again, I think 64 GB of ROM, and that is understandable. But 16 GB of RAM is like pretty hard to find in your local laptop. My laptop has 8 GB of RAM, and this should always be up and running. So it's better to go with the hosted Tableau online. They will take care of the server part, and you will just see the interface of it. Or if you want to host it in your own premises, then go with the VM.
Okay.
So virtual machines are very cheap and uh, easy to install anything on top of it. Okay, so what I want you to do, should go back, go through what we have discussed today, and just try to figure out more about the Tableau desktop. So from the tomorrow session, we will be going deep into this servers part, and I want you to have some time and do the practice there, so it will be very easy to understand the server part of it.
Okay.
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 Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing now. So and also go back and see if you find any site where you can go ahead and practice your sequels. That will help, and it will give you a good hands-on experience to at least do some basic joins, so that you will get to know how the joins work, how the different like the select statement will work. So that will give you a very brief idea about it.
Okay. And if you are a server admin, I'm applying for one, right? So the job, my daily routine is going to be this part, whatever you just showed before. Run,
No.
give permission.
Your part, we will be, yeah, like giving permissions, scheduling a job, maintaining your servers, etc. So that will be your job. Your job won't be the development part we just talked about in the prior two sessions.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
this probably includes installing it somewhere, updating the
Correct.
software.
Correct.
Okay. 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 Today
Okay,
I'll
Ravi.
look into all the things you spoke, and I'm going to practice the ones we discussed yesterday as well as today.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, then let's meet tomorrow the same time, and we'll take it from there.
Okay. All right. So that, thank you so much. Appreciate
Okay.
it.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Have a
you.
good day
Have a
ahead.
good day. You too. Have a good one. Enjoy. Bye bye.